So today's plan is 8 times 1 kilometers at just slower than target pace. Last week it was a little bit slower than that. It was about 4:50, I think, without looking. I'll try and put it somewhere here. But anyway, that was week 27, which you'll see on the videos below. But this week I'm doing 8 times 1 kilometers and to see what we can do in comparison to last week's session. You guys on the gym floor. This week's bar spiking a lot higher. I think I'm still inflamed from Monday night session of Forders, which is basically a brick session. Maybe a little bit dehydrated, a little bit inflamed. So as I say, I'll have a look at the data shortly and do a little bit of a post session. So this is the sort of comparison between the two sessions. One was on the 17th and the other one was on the 25th. So just looking on the left hand side, I did 6 instead of 8. I just kept it the same, so it was 6 times 1k on with 2 minutes off. First session 4:42, the second one 4:41, and obviously from left to right there are a little bit of differences. 1 second improvements to start with, but then the biggest one was set number 3 and 4. Managed to do sort of a 5:21 instead of a 5:38 and a 5:32 instead of a 5:42. So they're the two sort of biggest jumps on those. So I'm really chuffed with that. And then 5:52 and 5:50, so 2 seconds, and then 5:21 and 5:29. The last one on that one was actually slower. But what I found interesting was these are sort of the Garmin readings from left to right. From a sort of objective point of view, there were different times of the day. So this one was 10 AM in the morning, and this one was 5:10 on the evening. So you will have comparisons with that as well. That will affect it to a degree. A morning session and an evening session. Obviously I'll be more fed for the evening session, but we'll have more stress from the day. The morning session I'll be less fed, but have more energy because it's near enough the start of the day. So, but yeah, just looking at sort of a general observation, the comparisons between the two. That first session I was managing to sort of push up to threshold, but then the next week when I did it, I was in that more of the 169 plus, so more of the maximum work. So obviously that is clearly going to represent the fact that the numbers were a lot better, but I was obviously pushing it harder. So that's just sort of a general overview of those two sessions in comparison. But as I say, I did feel that second session on the 25th a lot more leggy. So that'll be an accumulation from Monday and Tuesday's work to consider. So potentially I might move that session down the line to just get a little bit more quality. But we are looking between 2 weeks. So what I will be doing is just doing this over a comparison of 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, because then on the 6th week I'll deload and then I'll look to push the first session again, but obviously theory being have a lot better numbers. So as I say, looking at that as a progression, I'm chuffed with it. I'm happy. So general observations, that's the differences between those two on the 17th and the 25th for that sort of VO2 session. So yeah, hopefully you found that useful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.